beautiful plant people, how are we today? Welcome back to the channel. If we haven't met before, I am Sam from Plant Collector Melbourne, and today we have another really fun video. A couple of weeks back I did my top 5 philodendron in the store, or my current faves, and today we have our current favorites at the store of Anthurium. I actually had this as a request from multiple people, loving the philodendron one and wanting to get some more of Anthurium, and I don't blame you. Anthurium are definitely one of my favorite genuses. So it was quite easy to find 5 that I really love in the store. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, which one do I wish to show you first? Let's start with this one because he's kind of funky, he's kind of cool. He's the biggest one as well. So this, my friends, is a really cool hybrid, and I'm trying to make sure that it's not in frame, but da-da-da-da. So this, my friends, is a complex black Anthurium crossed with a crystallinum, and hopefully the camera is picking up just how dark and beautiful it is. Now you're probably wondering, Sam, why do you love this one? And I'm glad you asked. And it is because it is so stinking dark. The veins are neon. Surprisingly, even though it has crystallinum, it doesn't have crystally veins. But super duper beautiful. And the main reason why I'm like, ooh, this one is so beautiful is because the sinus has this like a button, hopefully you can see, don't get my face. It is super protruding out. It has this little button nose. And how about this one? Can you see its little button nose? Oh yeah, you can totally see it there. Delightful, delightful. So yes, this guy, and it's working on a new leaf, great roots. We love the roots. So yes, this one is one of the ones that are in the store that I'm really loving. Has it been here a while? I can't remember. I think so. I feel like it has. So this guy got, ooh, did you see that? Whoops. So this guy got really beautiful really quickly. And it was struggling at PCM. I find that even though it's a hybrid, one side of it, when it's a species, is very finicky, or it's very difficult. I shall explain what I mean in due time. And in 3, 2, 1, da-da-da-da. Isn't she magnificent? I wonder if you guys can tell what it is without me saying it. Surely, right? So this guy is a cross between, let me get the mama and papa right. So the mama is Anthurium panamense, and the papa is a warocqueanum. So we've got a queen as well as a pana. And as I mentioned before, as a species, Anthurium panamense for me has always been really difficult because it always ends up getting fungal or bacterial. And I think it might be susceptible to it just because it's got a really thin leaf. But then when it's crossed with a warocque, I find it so much more vigorous. And of course, everyone knows warocques can be quite temperamental, particularly with the heat or the cool and whatnot. So having 2 of the difficult Anthurium put together, and this guy is super vigorous, and I find a lot easier to look after than their counterparts separately, or species separately. So, oh, can you see the magnificent midrib? And for me, I think that this guy is really beautiful, particularly because it's got the color of a pana, like a lighter color, but then it's definitely got like the warocque in it. It's very obvious. And this guy, I don't know what has happened, but he's actually got 2 growth points happening. So this is one of the newest leaves as well as this guy. So there must be some really awesome roots happening, but you can see there's just like a little aerial root out there, but it's gone bonkers. This guy actually sits in the IKEA cabinet in the back, which hopefully you guys can see, maybe not. But yeah, it's been really loving it in there, which is a bit warmer, and I'm surprised that it likes it. So another beautiful hybrid. What next do I want to show you guys? Let's go for species, shall we? Now, I've got 2 here because the how do I put this? The phenotype or the phenotype of each is quite cool. They've got very distinct traits, but you'll see what I mean. So this, my friends, is one of my absolute favorite plants in the whole wide world. And surely you guys can guess it. It is Anthurium crystallinum. But it is not just any crystallinum, my friends. This is a Esqueleto. And this was made very well known by an individual that grows it here in Australia. And his name is Vowles, and with the beautiful Fairley in their home have a magnificent specimen of these, and these are the little seedlings that I grew from seed. Actually, were they from seed? No, I got them once they were germinated and had about 2 tiny leaves, and it's taken forever for these to grow. But given that's probably a me problem, because you can see here how it's got so much stump, and I haven't even repotted it so that the aerial roots for it could grow out. But yes, they are very beautiful, and I want to show you this guy because look how round. That is such a beautiful typical trait of the Esqueleto, where it's really round and beautiful veins and super dark. I will also give a photo to Leanne so she can put it on screen so you guys know what the Esqueleto looks like. But I also wanted to show you guys this one just because the veins on it are amazing. They look very Heinzy or Anthurium Heinz looking. So yes. This guy is currently sitting in the, what do you call that, IKEA cabinet, and this guy is in the grow tent out the back. So watching these guys grow has been interesting, but you can see here that this guy has a new leaf on the way, and I'm very excited. I actually should repot both of these because, as you can see, they're definitely needing a repot. But yes, Anthurium crystallinum, but specifically the Esqueleto. Okay, we have made it halfway, my friends. So the last 2, which one do I want to do last? I think I want to do that one last because I don't think many people know about it. So let's do this one. And you guys would have seen this in a recent unboxing. I do get these from time to time. One of my absolute favorite hybrids of all time has to be this guy, which is Anthurium Purple Mama. Now, my friends, a Purple Mama is a cross between a purple velvet and a mamoratum. So Purple Mama was actually created by beautiful growers, Chris and Arden. I can't remember exactly the date in which that they created this hybrid, but my goodness, is it a good one. And if you haven't seen our tour of the Cairns Botanical Gardens, I will put a link up the top so that you guys can take a look of how big and magnificent that it can get. So this guy had a couple of these, but coming to Melbourne, it kind of freaked out, which is fair enough. It's very cold in Melbourne. So it's got a new leaf on its way, which I'm excited about, and thank goodness, because it definitely was struggling. And mamoratum, I also find very, very difficult to look after just because how thin the leaf is, very prone to fungal and bacterial infections when it's cold, particularly in winter. And yeah, you can see that it has got a very, very thin but long petiole. One of my favorites. And that leaves us to the very last one, my friends. Wow, this video has gone so much faster than I had anticipated, but let me get it. Where is it? Where's the last? Oh, it's literally been sitting here like the whole time. Can you see this leaf? Yeah. So, my friends, this one, I know that not only are there a lot of people that really love Anthurium, but I know that there's a bunch of us that really love pendant Anthurium. So these are things like pallidiflorum or Wendlingrii or vitarifolium. They are long, strappy, belt-like, amazing foliage gorgeousness. And this one, I don't particularly think that many people know about, or I've seen it's a beautiful form, if you will. So here we are. This is a species, and it is Anthurium punctatum. My friends, would you look at this? And I know, so barring that, like, so if we don't look at that, this guy doesn't look all that flash just here, but look. Finally, a mature leaf has happened, and hopefully it's picking up on camera, but this guy is significantly transparent. And so hopefully you can see if I run my fingers or my hands, or maybe not because the light is like on it, but it is actually super transparent. Maybe, can you see me? Can you see me through the leaf? No? I wish you guys can see it, but it's almost like when a panamense, even thinner, mamoratum, that's it. Like when a mamoratum first comes out and how thin and transparent it is, that's what this does. And you can see here we've got a little bit of the folds, kind of similar to Wendlingrii or to Wendlingrii, or maybe even a vitarifolium. But this guy, when you grow him to a big specimen, oh my gosh. But yeah, you can see it's already as big as my face, even though my face is quite little. But I know that give it a couple of months that this thing is going to be amazing. It's definitely one of my favorites, and I'm very much happy if this stays in the store. I believe I've only really gotten 2 of these in the store, and we've had both Brunswick and here in Richmond for a year and 6 months. So yeah, about a year and a half, and this has only come maybe twice. One of our friends has one, Malcolm, and yeah, this is the other. And I just saw here that we've got a little note from my grower, and she says, long, widely ribbed, attractive leaves. I think she did a very good job in describing it. So yes, this, my friends, is definitely my top pick in all of the store for Anthurium. And back you go. And that, my friends, wraps up the top 5 Anthurium that are currently my favorite in the store. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at all of the plants. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully, once again, you have seen something that you've never seen before. That is one of my top priorities in some of these videos, is that, yes, there are so many plants that are in hype on Instagram or on social media, but what I like to do is find the ones that you guys don't know about that I think are fabulous. So thank you so much for hanging out. Let me know down below which ones are your favorites, or any Anthurium that you think should have a little bit of a spotlight moment. Tell me if you think that there is something that people need to know or need to see. Otherwise, I will chat to you guys soon, and I will see you in my next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!